going to show the effects of gas coverage with different cups. This cup we're using is a number 5 alumina cup. So the first thing right off the bat that you can see is the amount of stick out that I have on this cup is limited to the amount of width on the actual cup. So where it is about right about where our max stick out should be. It's a little bit in, but next I'm going to show it on stainless steel. Stainless steel will be able to show the difference between the gas coverage. So the one thing that you can see is the heat effective zone on both sides is good, but because my gas envelope is so small, sometimes I can develop a bad habit of pulling my filler rod outside of the gas coverage. And what happens is, as you can see here, we were good, and I must have pulled it out, went back in, and now all I did was introduce contaminants to this actual weld. Next up, we're rolling with the gas lens by Edge. It's a number 8 cup. It's a Pyrex cup. And as you notice right off the bat, I'm going to have a little bit longer stick out, which is the distance on the cup. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm kind of towards my max. Another thing with this particular cup, since it is bigger, it's going to want a little more gas coverage. The first one we're going to run CFH of 20. The second one we're going to actually be running on 30. So I'm going to do one more run here, and you'll be able to see I'm going to get better gas coverage with this lens. So right off the bat, just looking at it, you could see again my heat affected zone on both sides are exactly the same as this other one, and the only difference between these two welds is that I had a little bit more wiggle room to pull my filler out, which means my filler was still inside the gas pocket, which means I didn't shove any contaminants in it. Whereas this guy, there's less room for error, and I pulled it out and I'm the one that shoved contaminants in it. But as you can see, you have decent color. With stainless, you kind of want to be with this wheat color is what would be an acceptable range. Anything outside that would be too hot unless you're in the automotive industry and you like the colors, but this would be your ideal weld. Next up is we're going to go with bigger gas coverage, and we'll see what that looks like. Next up is going to be our Pyrex 18 from Edge. With this particular one, two things. You're going to minimum need quite a bit of stick out on it, and secondly, the gas coverage or the gas flow rate is going to be a lot higher. This cup typically will need at least 35 plus. Right now we're going to be running 45. So the gas envelope is going to be enormous. So we could see in this one the heat effective zone is actually less, as you can see here. You can see it's wider here, very thinner here. We're getting less heat into the material. This bead itself is just a hair thinner. I should have bumped it up a little hotter to get it as wide as this guy, but it's still fine. And then you can see that the color is that straw color throughout, which is your ideal stainless steel color. The reason why you want it this color, so if we go back to this guy here, where you could see that I got some contaminant in it, this grayness here essentially is not stainless steel, so you can get rusting on this part, whereas these guys here still have the stainless qualities in it. Goodbye.